Hi, I'm Patrick Wright, sales manager with Haygood Homes, and today we're going to be looking at one of our newer plans called the Harbour Town 3. We built this home for John and Michelle Hall, and they're graciously allowing us to use it as a model in St. James. But the home is really is a great example of how Haygood and the differences. It starts off with the design. Haygood is owned by two principals, Jim Kenny, who oversees all the construction and operations of the community, of the company, and then Troy Kenny, who is the one that comes up with these magnificent designs and just really pushes the envelope in terms of new trends and things of that nature. And this is a great example of how this house is just so unique, how she's gone ahead and created this symmetry on both sides with the trellis over the front window here in the kitchen as well as in the garage. But really, if you look, and what people are striking about this house and people love about it is the shallow pitches of the roof. And you can see here it's a very shallow 612 both on the house as well as over the garage. And this house also gives the appearance of it being a true two-story house because of the bonus room that sits over the middle of the house and such. But Harbour Town 2 and Harbour Town 3, this house is around 2,800 square feet. 2,100 of that is going to be on the first floor. The balance, 650, is going to be upstairs. The Harbour Town 2 is identical to that, except it only has 2 bedrooms on the first floor versus 3, a master and 2 guests versus a master and 1 guest. Okay, but basically the houses are very, very similar. But let's go ahead and walk in and talk a little bit about it, the house. The other element of this house, which is unique over all of our homes, is you'll see that the brick foundation, okay, is all standard. It's all included with a Haygood house, okay? Beyond the fact of brick being timeless, it's going to hold up so much better than a parged or a stucco foundation, which is going to chip and have some cracking into it. You'll notice also that a trademark of Haygood is our oversized garage doors. We've talked about that on several other videos, but this is a great example of having a garage door that's 18 feet wide to allow 2 cars to pull in. But look at the height of the door. It's an 8-foot tall door. And this then fills out the distance between the roof as well as the garage door. And Troy's put a nice little roof there to help accent that element, okay? You notice that all of the windows, look at all the windows in this house, okay? There's just window after window after window that allows all this beautiful natural light to come into the house, but also really kind of, it's a very striking effect on the elevation of the house, okay? We walk up to our front porch. This is a unique feature. These are pedestals and columns, but we went ahead and did a shake detail here. Just once again, kind of bringing that design of this house into something unique and different. Our porches are always going to be really, really big. They're going to be sized proportionally to the house in terms of the distance and the width. But the depth here is always going to be 8 feet. And that allows you to sit and then still be able to walk around, okay? Another trademark of Haygood is our 8-foot doors. And in this situation, we have a 3-foot wide door and then 2 side lights. Haygood is always going to do, and Troy always wants to have an entablature around the front door. This needs to be a statement for Haygood, okay? And then she also includes the trim detail over all of the windows in the front of the house to include window sills, okay? And that'll be a feature that's on the front as well as the sides and the rears. But on the front of the house, she really wants to make the front of the house pop with some really, really nice trim details, whether it's an entablature or any kind of moldings there on the top. In terms of materials, you know, people talk about Hardy, and I know we've talked about this before. Hardy is kind of synonymous like Band-Aids or Kleenex, okay? We use exclusively James Hardy products for the entire outside of the house. It is a composite material, but the unique aspect of James Hardy is that it's going to hold paint far longer than any other composite material. And that's really what we worry about down here in the South, is having to obviously repaint your house, and obviously any kind of mildew, mold. Obviously the bugs and termites and such don't like it. It's a very stable product. It's not going to move. But Haygood exclusively uses James Hardie on all exterior features of the house, trim, siding, and so on and so forth. It's a really nice thing. It lasts a lot longer. Okay? Well, let's go on into the Harbour Town 3. We talk about a wow, and this is what a wow is. There should be an emotional attachment or feeling you get when you walk in this house. And when I first saw these plans, I didn't understand what Troy was trying to achieve with this detail in the great room, and then as we walk into the kitchen, the elevated ceilings in the kitchen, but more importantly, how dramatic the two-story foyer would be for this house. Now, Michelle and John picked out a beautiful chandelier with our interior designers, but really a dramatic, and today is a really kind of an overcast day, but it allows all that beautiful natural light to come in and flood this whole incredible foyer with some beautiful natural light. If we go into the great room, very expansive, very big. Mary Virginia, who stages all of our models, a shout out to her. She wanted to do something a little bit more formal in this house. So she's gone with 2 low back couches that flank the fireplace and 2 beautiful Queen Anne looking chairs. John and Michelle wanted to have a unique look. They're from California, and they wanted to have a very, very kind of a contemporary looking fireplace. So they did a linear fireplace, oversized fireplace. Michelle wanted to have some glass beads. They went ahead and did a kind of a reclaimed mantle. They did some shiplap, and then they did some really, really contemporary build-ins. Our normal build-ins would be 2 base cabinets with the adjustable shelves above it. But I think this turned out absolutely, absolutely beautiful. People ask me when they come to the house, is the trim in this house included? The answer is yes, which means all of this intricate modified coffered ceiling with the crown moldings in between it. They did add some small 4-inch puck lights, which is a nice little detail. Okay. They also, as I said, this is normally going to be a standard fireplace with sheetrock above it and our standard mantle. They went and did something a little bit different. And then with our interior designers, this is a good time to talk about the people in the process. So beyond myself or other sales managers you have, the next people you're going to talk to is our interior designers. And Kenzie is behind the phone right now. We also have Selena. And then we have kitchen designers, Rachel. We've got our appliance consultant, Wayne. We've got our landscape architect, Neil Taylor with Flora. And we've got our closet organizers, Aaron and Amy with Shutterhawk Design. All of these people are there to help you in selecting the fixtures and the appliances and designing the cabinets and so on and so forth. And this is something that I thought was just very interesting. And I don't do paint, but look how much different and how striking that is to offset the colors inside the buildings. Just something a little bit different, okay? In terms of the house, you do get hardwood floors. We've got, I don't know how many different styles of floors and wood species in different colors. 2 floor outlets are also included. Fans in all of the rooms, bedrooms, great room, things of that nature. Obviously, Michelle and John chose to go with a little bit more contemporary fan here, as well as the Four Seasons room. But beyond this room, one of the things that Troy was very strategic about is how to attach a dining room to a great room to a kitchen. And how do you achieve that? Well, first and foremost, she brings in some moldings, our standard wainscoting, okay, to kind of establish and define this area, okay? The window placements. But Kenzie, if you can come around here, and this gives you a great idea, and it's so difficult to see it on a set of plans, but she's created a vaulted ceiling in the kitchen. So it's much like the other homes that we've talked about in St. James, how you can define and delineate spaces, both with colors as well as fixtures. But this is a great, really innovative. I've never seen another house where you dropped the ceiling here to delineate the great room from the kitchen, okay? And in this house in particular, because the bonus room sits here, this actually has an I-beam that runs from the front of the house to the back, which is kind of carries that second floor. So you've got a great, great kitchen, our standard 9.5-foot island, which is a beautiful piece of furniture where everyone's going to be congregating and hanging out, okay? With our kitchen designers and the help of our interior designers, they're able to modify and change a few things. Michelle wanted to have an open end here. I think it's a neat idea. This kitchen has so many cabinets. She thought just kind of a little open, which is kind of nice. This material, Kenzie, I'm not sure if you can zoom in on. This is called honed granite. And honed granite, it's the same granite. It's just has not been polished. And you probably can't. We can't smell anything on the TV or the phone. We certainly can't feel it. But it's got some texture to it. Okay, it's not just a standard polished. Okay, it's a very trendy thing. I love it how it just kind of pulls everything in. So she has all these finishes and textures, and she's got a honed granite on her countertops and her island. This other aspect of the house is something that the salespeople have been going back to Troy several times. Most of our houses, we have a sink on the kitchen island. We have an oven in the back. Okay, and more people will say, "Hey, we love Harbour. We love everything you guys do. But man, it would be so cool to have a sink on the outside wall with a window." And this is a plan that when people say that, I automatically think about coming over to the Harbour Town 1 or 2, because what a great feature of having a sink overlooking this beautiful 5-foot window here in the front. Okay. They chose to go with an upgraded sink called Blanco America, and certainly some nicer fixtures. The cabinets we have here, all by Marcraft and cabinets. She's taken a 42-inch upper cabinet and she's added an 18-inch glass cabinet above, okay, with some puck lights, finished out beautiful, okay. Tile backsplashes included. Then they went ahead and did a nice little inlay tile here. Our hoods are exhausted the outside. Very, very unique. Many people will just recirculate the hoods or recirculate the microwaves. We want to basically take this air and we want to basically take it up and out of the house. So to be a true ventilated hood. Okay? They've got a slide in. It's called a dual fuel. We do a lot of the dual fuel. People love the element of cooking with a propane or gas and then using an electric oven for your baking. So it's very, very efficient and very, very, in terms of cost, it's very, very cost competitive to do kind of a combo. Okay, and then we look here. Troy's even taken a step beyond the window here. She's gone ahead and fit some 1/8 windows here, just some natural light to bring into the kitchen. And then we've gone with an oven, microwave, wall cabinet. Once again, our kitchen designers wanted to complement all of this. And then John and Michelle wanted to add this piece. So this is not part of the standard house, but certainly something that other people like to do, which is a nice little beverage area. And as you can see, this is going to feed into the dining room, a beverage refrigerator, as well as some glass shelves. Okay? It just is a nice adjunct. But normally, the kitchen is going to stop here, and they've decided to add this. But really, expansive kitchen, okay? A nice 4-foot separation. So you're in here, you're moving all around, and you're still part of the conversation, but you can still function very, very easily. And then, Kenzie, this is the pantry. Go on in here. I just stepped in. Our pantries have motion lights. I love it. The fact is that when you walk in there, you have your hands, you don't have to turn a light on or you're leaving. But this is all solid shelving, okay, with the windows, a little natural light, okay. The other element of this house, which I haven't spent as much time talking about, and really all of our homes, is your eyes are very relaxed. When you look at this house, there's something about it, or any of our homes. Why does it make you feel the way you feel? Okay? And it's really is our determination and our insistence on setting everything at the same height as you walk around the house. And instead of having your eyes jump up and down, okay, all the windows are set at a certain height, the doors set at a certain height, all the pediments are all set at a certain height. It's really a way for having your eyes relax as you walk into one of our homes. The other element is the differences is that we've talked about this before. Our windows are Ply-Gem 1500 series. Okay, these Mr. Risadol decided to go with a 4-over-4 pattern. There's certain different grill patterns. The grills are sandwiched in between the panes of glass. But look at their individual windows. Okay, we call these double stud pockets. It's a very unique feature among builders. In fact, of having one big cutout, which would be the least expensive way to do this, and then put a triple in it, which is basically having a bunch of plastic connecting the windows. We really want to define the windows because they're oversized. Okay, we want to go ahead and create this really neat shadow box effect with the double stud pockets and then the pediment above it. Okay, what a beautiful finished area. Every window in this house is going to have individual windows with a double stud pocket. Okay. As we come down here, I meant to say, some people when I talk to them, they talk about a split plan. A split plan meaning the master's on one side, the guests are on the other. And so when they describe a kind of house that they're looking for and the important elements of that house, my objective is to find something that checks off about 80% of the boxes. Because I know Haygood can go ahead and they can tweak a plan and they can add or delete some things to achieve that 20%. So 100% of what they want, we can do. It's not trying to force them into something they don't like or to say something that's not possible. We want to be able to check off all their boxes. But when they say, Patrick, we're looking for a split plan, I always kind of chuckle myself because this is one of our homes that has all of the bedrooms on one side. Okay? So this is another way how you can have all of this open expansiveness is because Troy doesn't have the guest bedrooms on that side and the master on the other. And it's a pretty dramatic effect. As we walk over there, we'll talk more about that, how it's not really an encumbrance because of the entrance and the separation. But it's one of the things that I always forget to talk to people about, how this house feels so big because the guest bedrooms are all on the same side. This is a Four Seasons room. Okay? We've since changed the design. We've had a video about this, but still a very functional room with heated and cooled, hardwood floors, okay? But all this natural glass, the windows are the same, whether it's the revision 1 or revision 2 that we're doing, okay? They open up and have screens, fixed sliders or fixed transoms at the top and the bottom, 8-foot door, okay? But a great extension, as we talked about before, other videos. If you haven't seen them, check them out. It's really one of the great, great ways of expanding the livability of your house for a fraction of the cost of making the house bigger. And it's really a multi-function room, okay? Patio, and then obviously John and Michelle wanted to do a little outdoor barbecue. So now we're going to walk into the master bedroom. Before we do this, I don't think I even turned on this light. This is optimizing some space underneath the stairs. Just storage. Why not try to grab that space wherever you can? And you notice that our doors are all 8-foot doors. And if you can hear me knocking on this door, this is a solid door into the bedrooms. So Mary Virginia always puts king-size beds in our master bedrooms and queen sizes in our guest bedrooms. But this is just a magnificent, some nice end tables, king-size bed. But look at this bay window effect. It allows you to have a nice walkway, a nice little couch, okay, or some chairs and things of that nature. But once again, how beautiful. The trim guys did a wonderful job. So the pediments and the crown molding are all included with Haygood. Window sills, as we've talked about before. 7.25 inch baseboards. Really kind of finish the room off really well. And then we look in this room. All of the first floor is going to be 10 feet. Okay, so you have an 8-foot door and you've got a 10-foot ceiling. And Michelle wanted to go with some really cool retro fans, so she went with some plexiglass fans. Really kind of cool feature. Okay, and we walk into our master bathroom. So we do tubs. We do a couple different variations of tubs. It's obviously an option. One is going to be a freestanding tub. One's going to be basically a drop-in tub with a bounce around. This was something that Michelle really wanted to have, a beautiful freestanding tub, and then the 2 vanities, the LED mirrors, and such. In this situation, Troy rearranged this room. Normally, if you look on our plans, it may be a little bit confusing, but normally the shower is going to be down there on the exterior wall in a longer vanity. The vanity is going to run basically this entire length, which I think, off the top of my head, is about 11 feet, 10 feet or so. So getting rid of the tub, you can actually make the vanity much bigger, and then some of our clients like to do a little drop down for little makeup areas. So this bathroom is a little bit unique, but certainly something that finished out really, really well. And then a really awesome walk-in shower. Okay. With this client, Michelle decided to do a pebble floor, which ties everything in. Really, really nice feature. Okay. Once again, 10-foot ceilings. And then this is called a barn door. Some of our clients love it, depending on the application. But basically, instead of having a swing door to take up space, it's just like a barn door you have in your house. So basically, it's a barn door you can walk in. And then they just went ahead and went with a rain head from the ceiling. Really, really cool bathroom. Now, another unique feature about this, which is a growing trend, which is having a master closet, okay, kind of not part of the bathroom but connected, and you'll see why. But Shutterhoff design with our closets helped Michelle and John design this closet. Once again, 10-foot ceilings. I mean, I think this is like 14 and a half feet long. I mean, if you've got enough clothes to fill this up, that's awesome, okay? Went ahead and added some drawers here, okay? Really nice feature, all soft close. This comes in different colors, but you're gonna be able to design your closet based on how many clothes, how many shoes, so on and so forth. But if you look at the plan when you're watching the video, it will make a lot more sense. But this is the magical door, because this magical door then leads right over to the laundry room. So some people like to have the laundry room attached to the closet. Some people say, I don't want it, but I want it close by. And this is just a really neat feature of having a laundry room that's within walking distance, 2 steps from the master closet, okay? And once again, trademark of Haygood Homes in Troy County is putting a window. Obviously, the window is going to balance the outside elevation, but look at all the natural light that's coming in here. They did some front loaders with a nice little folding table on top, and then did a really cool velour Formica top with a little hand sink and some shelving. If you wanted to do some upper cabinets, we can certainly do that as well. Okay, and then we have 2 guest bedrooms. Okay, the guest bedrooms. This is a Harbour Town 3, so guest bedrooms. Okay, you'll have this one. Now we set this up as an office. Set it up really, really nice. This room is about 12 by 12, 12 by 12 and a half, 10-foot ceilings. And then in this house, we also did something, and I give some credit to Mr. and Mrs. Hall. They said, hey, we'd like to do what's called a bypass door. Instead of having a normal hinge door, because of space and furniture, they did a bypass door, which is kind of like the old days. I think I grew up with a bypass door many, many years ago. But it works out really well here. They put it in this guest bedroom as well as the other guest bedroom, instead of it being hinged, okay? This is a true Jack and Jill, okay? Pocket door here. Beautiful vanity. Obviously, Michelle went with some quartz here. Absolutely gorgeous frame mirror. But look at this shower. It's absolutely, absolutely beautiful. Oversized window. Look at all that natural light it brings into that bathroom. Okay? Nice shampoo niche. She's replicated the same type of pebble floor in the master into the guest shower. And then certainly a beautiful, beautiful frameless shower door. Okay? And then we will go into the other guest bedroom. Once again, very similar in size. And yes, this is a queen size bed. And yes, that is a dresser and a chair and 2 end tables. And then once again, our big closet. And this closet, I think, is around 6 feet. So you could also add some different things in here as well. You'll notice that when we walk in here, you're probably saying, where's all that natural light coming from? And this is a trademark of Haygood. Many of our plants have this. Portsmouth Island, the Lockwood, the Sunset Retreat. These are all homes that have this really cool feature of having these windows in a necessarily darker hallway that leads from the garage, okay, into the house, okay? If you can imagine what it'd be like not to have any windows here. I mean, it'd be okay. It's just okay is not good enough for Haygood. So she's gone ahead and added some beautiful windows here that lets all this natural light come in. Okay, our little drop zones, as we call them, cubbies, whatever the case may be, all included. Okay, nice little feature. Makes perfect sense. You walk in off the garage, you come down, you take your shoes off, you put the dog's leash here, so on and so forth. And then Troy went ahead and did a barn door here. Very functional. Very, very functional. Okay, it doesn't swing open and such, but it works out really well. Really nice. People ask me if painting the doors a different color, is that an extra? And the answer is no. Our interior designer is going to help you. I do have some people that like just the white color, which is fine, but to go with a nice accent color is all included. As well as the hardware, we either have Aura bronze or a brushed nickel, and the levers are all included as well. Okay? As we come back down the hallway, so once again, to kind of the only connection point between the master bedroom and the 2 guest bedrooms are the closet to the master closet, but they're all on the same side of the house, which is bizarre. Okay, and then the bedroom is on the back side of this master closet, and the shower is there next to that guest bedroom. So yes, they're all on the same side, but as you come down here, what a dramatic effect it is having them all on the same side. And then we have our powder room with a window. We spent a lot of time with those sconces in that mirror trying to get it exactly right. It was not easy, but it turned out really, really nice. Okay? So we just made one big loop. We've come in the front door. We've come into the great room. We've come into the oversized kitchen with the island, the tall ceilings. We've gone down into the Four Seasons room. We've gone down to the master bedroom. We've made one big loop. Now we're going to go upstairs, and this is one of the hidden gems of this house is the upstairs and really how it lives and the views you have in the Harbour Town 3. Let's go upstairs. Well, here we are at the top of the stairs, and I thought we would stop here and talk about this window. Much like the conversation we had in the hallway coming from the garage, what a difference is with putting a window here. We know windows are more expensive than drywall, but what a dramatic difference of letting this whole entire hallway open up with this natural light. And then if you can turn around at Mackenzie, and you can see that we want to elevate the ceilings. It just makes it just such a more expansive and open feeling, and lets the natural light come down from this window. And here is the lounge. It's absolutely amazing. Wondered if you could see yourself here, family and friends, watching a game, a movie, chilling out. Okay? It's just a great, great space, wide open. You'll see that we've gone ahead and replicated the same detail in the ceiling as we have on the first floor. What Troy did here, she elevated the windows, okay? to where we could put pieces of furniture here. You could have a massive sectional couch in this room, okay? It'd just be a completely chill out, hangout room. We built several of these homes. I've had people do a refrigerator here so they don't have to walk all the way back downstairs. I've had them change all of this so they can put a massive TV in here. So really, really cool feature. And then if you scoop around, Mackenzie, you can see the dramatic effect of having a two-story open foyer. Now, normally what this will be is an open railing, but Michelle and John wanted to have it a little bit taller, so they decided to go ahead and drywall it. It does serve the purpose, but certainly having that all open would bring in some more natural light. Okay? Let's go on down here. I've got some storage areas here and here. And now we're going to come down. So this is a Harbour Town 3. So this has 3 guest bedrooms. So storage, nice little linen closet. And then we have our full bath upstairs. Really, really neat. They decided to do a tile shower, which was really nice with a window, but we have a linen closet behind the door, but very functional, very, very functional. And then we have the guest bedroom. You're going to say, don't send me any emails or text messages or whatever you folks do. Patrick, you just got done telling us all your guest bedrooms have queen-size beds. I did, and we do, okay? But Michelle and John wanted to have bunk beds for their grandkids. So we changed the window placement. If you look at the plans, you'll notice that there are 2 windows here. We've changed that. So we've gone ahead and done a single here. Now obviously you can have a bunk bed on this side, and you have a bunk bed on this side. If you come on in, you'll see the other unique feature. If you have bunk beds, Kenzie, you cannot put a ceiling fan in the middle of the ceiling because much like when I grew up, you probably take your head off jumping off the bunk beds. So we came up with a really cool design of having a wall-mounted old school kind of retro fan that provides the same thing. It does oscillate back and forth. So great, great space, big, big closets, okay? And this is another aspect I guess I didn't talk about. This is a great opportunity. So we also included with Haygood is our surround sound and low voltage. So beyond the meetings you have with interior designers and everyone else, you get to meet with our electrician. So you can move outlets, you can add switched outlets, you can add some dimmers, so on and so forth. But you also get to meet with our low voltage engineer. And the low voltage engineer is going to help you in where you're going to put your TV and cable outlets, where you're going to put your speakers, how the fiber optics is going to be run into the house. But you get to actually place them where you want in the house, in the rooms. You get one connection in every room, but depending on furniture layout and things of that nature, you may want it on this wall versus that wall, and you get to do that. But all of the terminations for all of the surround sound, okay, all of the fiber optics, the telephone, everything is all going to come into a centralized panel, and that's going to be in a closet, okay, nice and clean, okay? All that engineering and all of that consulting is all included. If you want to add a few speakers, they certainly can do that. If you want to hang a few TVs, they can certainly do that. But nice and clean to be able to run all of this down into this cabinet, okay? Now, if we go back to probably one of the favorite parts that people love about this house is, as we go down here, is this incredible massive deck. When I met with Michelle and John, we talked about, having a really, really awesome upstairs. And you're saying, well, Patrick, why did they do this house? Well, this is all natural protected woodlands areas. So can you imagine? You can't even see a house. There's nothing, and there'll never be anything there. If you can imagine sitting up there with your family and so on and so forth, and being able to see all of this natural beauty and wildlife sitting upstairs. It's just absolutely awesome. Okay. This is one of the largest outdoor covered porches we have on a second floor home. They did add some cabling, okay, stainless steel cabling, okay, and they added some Trex railings, okay. And then we went ahead and we painted the very southern Charleston blue ceilings, the old folklore about keeping the bugs away. They think it's the sky, but really neat. But if you kind of sit down here and look at all of this, this is just a really neat feature that people love about this house, having this incredible walkout balcony. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call or go on our website, www.haygoodhomes.com. On behalf of everyone at Haygood, thank you for watching, and we look forward to speaking to you very, very soon. Have a good day.